All right, we're back from our taste test. Still kind of munching on these chips. Mm-hmm. At least not the Tzatziki. Because it is not good. Anyway, dude, this is like the first, like, honest to God, like, full episode we've done in quite a while. Like a regular episode, not like a special with going on off on another tangent. Dude, Collector's Corner. Henry, where the fuck are you, cuz?
Oh, yeah, man.
Seriously.
Hey, he's got new baby, new house. He's
Joel's got new baby?
He's caught up in that whole deal right now.
Joel got new baby?
Mm-hmm.
Henry got new baby? Seen Joel. Ain't seen Henry.
Joel also don't have new house though.
Oh yeah.
So I think
Henry's house is fucking balling, dude.
It's nice. He's got a good house.
I remember to pick up the mixer a couple of weeks ago. Shit's nice as hell.
Yeah, he's got.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
Right across from the park and the baseball field and everything. Just walk right across the street and watch a little league baseball game.
Yeah, he's got a nice place. He done good. He done good.
You done good, Henry. You done good. All right, while we're munching on these chips, for the last segment for this week, we've finally been reading some damn comic books, man.
Yep, been knocking it out.
Go us.
High five.
High fives, very nice. Jinkly. Eggs and mash. Very excited. Mm-hmm. My wife of a gin look like a sleeve of wizard.
Sleeve of wizard.
It's a vagina joke.
All right.
Anyway, comic books. What you been reading, man?
Hey, man, I got a whole fucking stack.
I know you talked a little bit to me about it at work, but all these other guys aren't at work with us while we're having a blast. What's up, man?
I got a whole stack of books here. First up is I'm kind of in the middle of trying to catch up on a lot of these books. So a lot of these books are kind of old. This is number 23 of God is Dead. They still label it as Jonathan Hickman's God is Dead.
Yeah, it's almost to the point of where it's like, what's the guy's name? The author?
Peterman? Patterson? James Patterson?
James Peterman. That's exactly what I was thinking. Jay Peterman's Alex Cross. Jay Peterman's Urban Sombrero.
Oh,
that's Seinfeld humor for you.
That's good.
We still need to do a Seinfeld-centric episode.
Yes, we do.
We got to do our homework on this.
I'm going to point that out.
There's probably not going to be any spoilers because we're just catching up on stuff that's like years old, so I don't really think you guys have to worry about any spoilers from this stuff.
This is more of like, hey, you should check this out. You've probably missed this.
If you haven't been reading this for the last year, you might want to check it out. It's good.
And if you have read it, awesome. Hope you agree with me. God is Dead, number 23. This series is, it started out, kind of interesting with the kind of the theme is basically God gets like murdered, regular God, and then these gods start coming back and basically get enslave humanity. Some gods enslave humanity, some are helpful, some go to and eventually they end up going at war with one another. So you see like Greek gods killing another, but it's more of a I don't know, it's like watching The Evil Dead, It's just like it's a horror, it's over the top. Everything is over the top, gory and all this sort of stuff. People's whole towns getting cut up. It does have some funny scenes, Jesus Christ is like this basically hippie, kind of like the dude. Yeah.
Dude, what are you guys doing to my dad's place?
He's totally a hippie, and basically he makes it to where nobody can die. So even if with all these people I was telling you about in Athens in this issue.
Oh, yeah.
Basically Ares and Athena are at war, and Ares sneaks into Athens and severs all of their citizens' arms and legs. Here again,
it's fucking brutal.
Here again, Jesus Christ made it so nobody can die. So these people can't die. They're just living through this pain and agony the whole time.
Oh.
Yeah. In this issue, they finally talked Jesus into letting people die again. Or actually, no. Let me back it up. I remember how this happens. Jesus basically gets eaten by the Baphomet, because the Baphomet has eternal flames in his belly, and Jesus can't die because he keeps getting resurrected.
Get in my belly.
So basically, here's what happens to Jesus. He sacrifices himself so all these people can die again. Yeah, but he has to keep sacrificing himself over and over again eternally because he keeps getting resurrected, but the Baphomet's flames are eternal. So he just keeps dying and resurrecting and dying in the Baphomet's belly in flames.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. Jonathan
Jesus.
Hickman. Yeah.
You said it, man.
And so it's a really over the top series, and if you're a religious at all and easily offended, this is not for you.
I was looking at the writer for the one that you're reading right now. It was Mike Costa. He's also one of the guys who wrote the Transformers comic for IDW whenever it started up like big time.
Oh, really?
Which is super good.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's really good.
Like I said, it's not a bad series. It's entertaining. You just have to take it for what it is. It's an over the top, just sort of gory
like
type
comedic,
of storytelling.
Gory, just mythology.
There's really no heavy themes about it at all. It's just here it is. You know. Okay, so next up, I forgot I had this super awesome issue of or variant of the Fade Out, the Brubaker book.
Dude, you got the pulp comic variant for number one.
Yeah, it was the pulp style, and it totally fits this book, man, because this book, it's Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, and they've teamed up for a long time and done lots of things together. The only other thing I read was Fatale, and that was really good. Here again, that was kind of like a crime noir thing, but it had more of a sort of like a not fantasy element, but more of a
supernatural kind of bent to it.
Yeah, that was a better wording. But this one is straight up 1930s Hollywood. Actress is dead. You got to figure it out.
Straight noir stuff.
Yeah, and it is awesome. It's great.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I read about the first 5 issues, and then dropped off. Just kind of stopped picking up stuff for a while. But
it is really.
How far
good.
are you in it?
Just the first 2. I only got the first 2.
Yeah, dude, it gets so good.
I know.
I was actually really disappointed. Like whenever I got to that 5, because it was like, man, this is really good. Oh, I don't have any more.
I'm probably going to end up buying the trade for that, because really, I mean, if I could find a deal on like maybe 1 through 10 or however many issues they have in like the pulp style.
I think there's only like maybe 10 or 12 issues period.
Right. I think that's what I love about these stories. It's self-contained. Yeah. This is what it is.
I mean, the story's written. You don't write it with the intent of going 50 years with it. You write a story, you put it in comic form, and that's it.
That's it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it
was amazing. And if you don't know Ed Brubaker, I mean, he's Winter Soldier. He's responsible for that.
Yeah. Brubaker is the shit.
Trying to see if I heard Lucas. I don't think so. Anyway. We're good. I'm gonna move it on onto a Mark Millar joint.
Yeah.
And Frank, how do you say his name? Quietly?
I've always said quietly.
So Frank, quietly. This is Jupiter's Legacy. This is not Jupiter's Circle. Here's the difference. Jupiter's Legacy. Basically, both of those books focus around a group of superheroes that really closely imitate the DC superheroes, but more of like Mark Millar's touch with like in a real world sort of thing, you know. And he's got this really cool twist on how they all get their powers, and it's basically like, what if these guys had shown up, you know, before, you know, World War II?
The characters actually like seem like real people.
Yeah, and it really do. And so Jupiter's Legacy is basically these people have been around for like what they even call the golden age of superheroes for a long time, and so their offspring, which are superpowered, basically have this like lead this celebrity life and have these like very low moral standings because they weren't parented by their parents. You know, like it's kind of, I think, more of a kind of maybe a theme of the book kind of thing. They were so busy being superheroes and so caught up in what they were doing that they didn't parent their children, and so their children
so the kids were almost
got a little crazy.
They were kind of like parented by the celebrity that they were kind of brought up
you can almost think like a Paris Hilton sort of.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like his daughter sort of mirrors some. And it was around, I think this book was being maybe coming out around a lot of that Paris Hilton, who were Nicole Richie and all those, like, you know,
those
people. Yeah. But it gets really good, and just crazy stuff happens. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil
anything.
That's an
understatement.
I don't want to spoil anything because this book is just within like by issue 3, the whole dynamic has changed. The whole book, the whole thing, really wraps it around. But it was it's a really, really. It goes from being more of like you're following these bratty kids to like
shit gets real.
Everything is fucked.
Yeah, she gets like real brutal, like, real quick.
Everything in the world is fucked, and and it's all basically because of these bad, poor decisions made by these young kids. So it's really it deals a lot with interpersonal relationships between family, and I feel like a lot of people can relate on a lot of different levels with that book.
And dude, it's Image, and the first trade is only $10.
Yeah, and to even just to where I've read, I only read the first 4, and it completely blew my mind.
I think the first trade goes through issue 5, I believe, is what we saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's check that out. It's good, and I imagine Jupiter Circle would be just as good as well.
Honestly, almost anything Mark Miller is just
you
spot
can't
on.
You can't fuck with him. He's good. It's good stuff.
And most of it's depressing, but the one thing that I have read that I talk about almost every time that I talk about Mark Miller is Superior.
Oh yeah,
which is his like Superman kind of story, or one of his Superman stories, but it's not depressing. There's actually an uplifting ending to it. It's like, oh man, I feel good after reading Mark Miller. This is weird.
Yeah, man, he's good. Well, Civil War, but I felt like I read something else by him that he did that was like superheroes.
He did Nemesis. He did the one that the movie was made out of.
Kick-Ass.
Yeah, Kick-Ass.
But I felt like it was like a bigger, like a DC or Marvel property. That wasn't Civil War.
Civil War is the biggest thing that I can think of, like the big two.
Anyway, he does. Yeah, he does write good stuff.
Geekyest my ass.
Yeah.
Can't even remember insert story arc here.
Yeah, right. So next up, I've been trying to catch up on the Batman books. At least catch up until a point where I can just buy them by the trade. So I've read 35 through 39. I'm missing 40, and then I can start reading them by the trade. 40, I think, is like a pinnacle one. I already know what happens.
So, like, where are you in? You were in through Endgame.
Yes. Yeah, and this was Endgame Part 5.
Part 5
is the last one I've read. Yeah.
Is that the end of Endgame, or is that like
I think
penultimate?
40 is the end of Endgame.
Man,
because he's got the whole like crew here.
So what happens to Batman to lead into the next story arc has not happened yet?
No.
Okay. You know what happens to Batman?
Yeah, I know he gets. Well, I don't know exactly because I've been sort of spotty. I know he doesn't. He's not going to be Batman for a while, and Gordon's going to be Batman in the bat suit and whatever. But I kind of wanted to leave how all that happened. Sort of
man, that super heavy storyline with Gordon and everything, dude. It is. I had my qualms with it going in. It was like, I don't care. I've seen superheroes take the back seat and somebody comes in to fill in the roles. Like, I don't care. Just bring whoever that character's normal persona is back into it. Nobody cares.
Yeah, right.
Stop doing it just for money. But man, it's really good. It's super good.
That's good to know. Well, I mean, and here again is Scott Snyder, that guy.
Then they bring in a new villain called Mr. Bloom, which you never find out who it is.
No, really. It leaves it open, huh?
Yeah, totally open. But like people,
untied thread. That's cool.
Like in the storyline, people know who it is, but you as a reader don't know who it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's cool.
So they completely leave it open. Don't know if the writers ever actually like figured out, yeah, this person is Mr. Bloom, or if they just left it open for it to be explored in a later storyline. But man, it's good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm planning on buying those. If I can just find 40 as a single, I can start picking up 41 on like volume 7 or something, volume 8. One of those.
Instead of like me doing separate after you, I'm gonna just piggyback on your stuff with stuff that I've read.
Oh yeah, okay.
I've read from the end of the New 52 stuff at the end of Super Heavy to where Bruce comes back, because obviously Bruce Wayne comes back as Batman, and the first 4 issues of the Rebirth Batman stuff. Still pretty solid, man.
Who's writing that?
Tom King.
Okay,
is writing it.
He was on Grayson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I enjoyed Grayson.
That's actually in my list here. I mean, that's in my stack here somewhere. No, it's not. I already put it up. But I did read those.
Retraction.
I did read those here recently, and yeah, that's a fun book. I mean, it's very different than the Nightwing book that was out before it. Nightwing, where he was like Bloodhaven, and it had a very different feel, and like, you know, because that was still like dealing with death of the family shit.
Yeah,
around that. You know,
it got way too heavy. Like all of the Bat books got way too heavy for a while. I was like, man.
Yeah, and then
it's just a downer.
Yeah, and then when they did the Grayson thing, that was cool because he's a spy and he's there with what's her name, Huntress.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Elena Bertinelli.
Bertinelli. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. He's there with her. It's a good book. So I bet he's a. Wait a minute. This is the regular Bat series, right?
Yeah, just regular Batman. Yeah.
Okay.
Tom King's writing, and David Finch is doing the art on it.
Oh, I like his artwork.
Finch's artwork is really hit or miss with me.
Really?
I either really, really like it, or I'm like, I don't. This looks weird. Just like way too liney but way too cartoony at the same time.
Sometimes I can see that.
It's like a weird, like uncanny valley between those two. But his stuff in Batman has been pretty solid so far.
Nice.
I've liked it.
That's awesome. What about All-Star Batman?
I haven't read any of that yet.
I'll be looking forward to that.
Scott Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I haven't read any of the Batman Rebirth stuff. I did read the first Green Lantern Rebirth, which I have a subscription for. Thank you, Lindsay. And that's pretty cool. Yeah, I've been kind of wanting to get back into Green Lantern. It's good stuff. Bring it right back around to Batman here.
Batman.
I started reading these backlogged detectives that I have.
Dude, those are some good damn issues.
Holy
you got in your
crap,
hands.
man! I've read and from 30 to 34 is the Icarus storyline, and I'm sure this is collected in a trade. But this is Francis Manupao. I guess Manupao.
Dude, I love his artwork so much.
Did I say was that his right first name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Francis, and then Brian Buccellato.
I can never say his name probably how it's actually pronounced.
So yeah, that's both of these guys.
I always just say Buccellato, but that is definitely not how it's pronounced.
Nah. Yeah, so this stuff was really good. I felt like this detective was now this was coming off of like that run of detective that was just like who was writing it before this?
It was Tony Daniels. No. The run of detective was, I can't remember who was writing it, but it was Jason Fabok was drawing it.
Oh,
Jason Fabok's the guy whose art looks kind of like David Finch's.
Yeah, and it was like that Emperor Penguin sort of stuff, and it was like
eh.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but I was just like, I'm not gonna pay $4 for this.
And it had the same feel up to 29. So then when you pick up 30 and you see this like completely different sort of look,
it felt generic.
The other ones, yeah, before
the stuff leading up to
30,
this felt generic, but then like this
is a bright colored Batman book.
And
like if you look at
honestly, to me, it was the art, just because like Manipal's stuff is so vibrant and just so like.
Yeah, look at
if you see his artwork, it's like some of the other artists, like Darwin Cook. Some of those guys, I'm like, you see his art and you know that's Francis Manipal stuff.
All of the spot, the spotty sort of stuff he's adding in right here, and there was like just a few like of these bigger panels where you see like all of this right here. I mean, but it's still real bright feeling. It was really good art, and then the storytelling was just awesome. I felt like, I mean, Batman was very heavy in this book, but Bruce Wayne was just as important in this book.
Yeah.
You know, and then that doesn't happen a lot of time in
which
in
that's
Batman
one
books.
of the things that I really like about like whenever a detective goes that way, because it's a detective book.
Yeah, right.
Make it be about like detective and mystery kind of stuff, where Batman's the more like superhero kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was really good.
That was a really good art.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. And then
you know what I enjoyed even more than that one?
What? Yeah, Terminal. And this was coming right off issue 34. This was 35 and 36. And this was written by, I was completely unfamiliar with these guys. Actually, Benjamin Percy and John Paul Leon is the artist. Benjamin Percy is the writer. Completely unfamiliar with it, but man.
I know they do stuff, but It doesn't ring a bell.
It was this was for a 2-issue little arc. This was solid.
And it got kind of like middle of the road reviews, like not bad, but not like 8s or 9s or 10s or anything. But man,
it was solid.
It was just like, it was so good. I was like, man, this is really good. This is like enjoyable to look at. The art matches the writing. The writing is like more like detective kind of stuff.
And it was so short, but I think that helped it. You know, like it didn't feel like you had to be so invested in it. It was this 2-issue arc that wrapped itself up. You didn't need to know anything going in, and there didn't hint on anything going out. You know, it was bam, that's it.
It's like with so many arcs now, you're like, man, this thing's starting this week. I'm not even going to finish this arc for another 6 months. It's going to be half a year before I get any kind of payout onto what the story that they're telling is. But with this, man, like, you know, like next month, it's going to wrap everything up. It's going to tell a story, and I'm good. And it was really good.
Yeah, and it keeps you wondering, like, what's going on the whole time. You know, it was good.
So basically, without spoiling anything, it's Batman, or at one of the Gotham airports, a plane comes in, and all of the bodies are basically, like, super decomposed. Like, not like a day or two or like a couple hours, but like months, maybe years.
I guess maybe it's a little close to that episode of Fringe.
Yeah.
Where that happens. But
you would say that before. It's basically like an episode of Fringe.
Yeah.
With Batman.
Yeah. But it doesn't feel like it's like ripping it off at all.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like... It kind of feels supernatural at first, but then you know it's Batman, and there's got to be some kind of scientific explanation, which... Like
and more so, this is detective. Yeah.
So you know it's going to be like more gritty kind of stuff rather than just like, hey, Darkseid came in and put this gem in the cargo hold.
Yeah,
some stupid bullshit.
Speaking of, since you're talking about Darkseid, that's a good segue.
Fucking Hellbat, son.
Yeah.
God damn, look at that thing.
Yeah. So I read issues 37, 38, and 39 of Batman and Robin, and this is Peter Tomasi and Pat Gleason. And let me tell you, this book has been solid right from the get-go. If you haven't read any of Batman and Robin, quite honestly, you could pick up any Batman and Robin trade right now, and it's probably gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Grant. You had Grant Morrison on that book. You had a lot of really good people on this book, and this just sort of continues it. This was a really strong arc, and then whenever Robin died, all those issues were really, really good, man.
And dude, Tomasi Gleason, those are the guys who were doing Green Lantern Corps during Blackest Night.
Yeah, and
that's
those
where they got their
solid.
fucking chops. And I mean, like, those two guys just fucking clicked like hell, man.
They're solid. And this issue right here, 37, it didn't introduce the Hellbat suit, but he's like getting it in full force.
Dude,
like,
whenever we get back into the Rebirth stuff, I'll mention something about the Hellbat suit, and it is fucking awesome.
It looks super cool. And you know what I always thought was cool? The dog played a big part in all of these.
Fucking Titus.
Yeah, like he's on Apocalypse with Batman.
Dude, like the scenes between Titus and Damian are some of the best, dude.
Yeah, that's good
He's
stuff.
just like a fucking like 10, 12-year-old boy with his fucking dog. It's like, man, this is fucking awesome. I want to see like a Titus and Robin book. I want to see Batman or Robin, son of Batman. I want to see Robin and Titus.
It's good stuff. This was
here
good.
First.
So issue 37. This is spoiler. This is where Damian Wayne comes back.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, look. Right here. Yeah, it's right here.
Dude, that page.
Yeah, this was awesome.
Whenever I do get this edited on YouTube, that page where... Oh.
Maybe you can really see it there.
Is this the episode with no... Oh, man. Are one of these issues the issues with no dialogue?
Oh, I do have that. I don't think...
Dude, that issue is one of the best issues of Batman and Robin that exists.
No, that's before Robin comes back. That's before Damian comes back.
Dude.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Whenever I saw that, the page that you had it open to were Batman and Robin. That one.
Yeah, where he's like he'd just gotten resurrected. They put the chaos. He had to stab him with a chaos shard. It's a whole thing. You should read it. It's pretty good. If you're into Batman like this, some of my friends, I know there's some people that are like. They need more of the real Batman that's not traveling to Apocalypse and doing all this crazy stuff.
But sometimes it's fun to read that stuff too.
Oh man, it's great. Yeah, and I like Damian Wayne. I don't give a fuck. I think
Damian's
cool.
aside from Tim, Damian is my favorite Batman. Oh God, and then Stephanie Brown. Damn it.
And
I don't have a favorite. Never mind.
he comes back. Robin comes back in these next couple issues. He's got superpowers. It's still pretty good. It was just kind of like at that point they started really cashing in on Robin being back, and you have all those books like
that's whenever I dropped off was whenever Robin got the superpowers. It was like
kind of lost me.
Forced.
Yeah, he kind of lost me. So next up, I had the Jeff Johns New 52 Superman. Now
Superman.
this is not action. This is the regular Superman title. And this was Jeff Johns and John Romita Jr.
Yeah.
And I like Romita Jr.'s artwork, man. I like his stuff on this.
That arc is... I really like that arc.
It was good. With Ulysses. I loved how he was the... it's just a completely like flipped story, the origin story, good stuff, man. And then when he meets his parents again, the whole... And then it... I'm not want to spoil the whole thing, but the whole twist...
Which, dude... I have not finished that arc yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've caught up as far as Rebirth stuff with Batman and Detective, but I haven't caught up with Superman, Action, or Wonder Woman yet. And I'm near the end of the Ulysses arc with Superman, but I haven't gotten to the end of it yet.
Did you see where he did the solar flare?
Yeah.
That right there? That's pretty close to the end then.
Yeah.
That's really, really close. That gets about it. So yeah, he gets a new power. This was a thing in the news whenever it happened. I can remember seeing some shit about it.
Superman gets a new power.
Superman gets new power that basically leaves him super vulnerable.
This is the thing that's in our national news now is Superman gets a new power. I fucking love it.
So yeah, he got a solar flare. Basically, he could take all of the solar energy that was stored in his cells and release it all at once to this big like solar,
like a big like nuke. Basically.
Yeah. But it depletes his cells and it leaves him vulnerable for like days at a time. So, I'm assuming that's probably what happened to him because I haven't read any of the other like Batman, Superman, or any of the stuff where he's like doesn't have the suit anymore because the suit he burned his suit up when that happened. Yeah. And he's basically just got the t-shirt and jeans.
Whenever they went to the DCU stuff, that's whenever they had him in like the jeans and the t-shirt and like the old red and black.
Oh yeah,
like Fleischer style Superman S on his shirt.
I don't think he could fly for a little while.
No.
He could just
jump real high. Really far. He
back
basically went back to the old 40s Superman power set.
Yeah, kind of cool. I read some Batman Superman issues when that was happening. That was kind of neat. I read a few other things. I read the Black Science Trade #2. That's still a super solid book. I love Rick Remender. And
I've got that, but I still haven't read it yet.
And I feel like
so much stuff I haven't read yet.
A few other things too, but
I finally finished the Green Lantern Star Trek trade.
Oh, I heard that's good,
dude. If you want to nerd out for like an hour, just read. There's a Star Trek Green Lantern crossover. And it is phenomenal.
IDW, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I got the Batman Ninja Turtles crossover that just came out in hardback.
Mm-hmm.
And I had read the first 2 issues of that and then fell off. But, dude, those first 2 issues are super solid.
Nice. I just remembered another one. I should have mentioned it when we were talking about Brubaker earlier. But, this is a Brubaker Epting book. This is who did. That was the team for Captain America.
Yeah, that was like the stuff like leading up to. No. Right after Death of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did all the Bucky stuff.
So this was Brubaker Epting, but this was called the Marvels Project. I think I talked to you about that. It was really, really good. If you're unfamiliar with kind of what that is, well, Marvels was Alex Ross and Kurt Busiek.
Yeah.
Is that right? That was I don't know how many issues that was. I think it was a 4-issue maybe. But it was really, really good. It was a look at like early Marvel superheroes, but from the point of view of a news reporter, basically. A cameraman, And it had this beautiful Alex Ross artwork.
Cameraman in the 40s. Hey, here's Spider-Man. Here's Captain America.
It had all this beautiful artwork that Alex Ross had painted, and it's just a real iconic book. If you're into comic books, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've never heard of it, go read it. But Marvel's Project was more of a in more of an in-depth look at other characters that were part of that age of superheroes before.
Like the deep cuts kind of stuff, like stuff from like the 30s and 40s.
This is before Avengers,
like
before
everything.
Yeah. I mean, Captain America's there because he was before all those other guys, you know.
Like the Shadow influenced, like Batman. These guys influenced like the Marvel people that came after them.
Yeah. But it was really, really awesome book. A really good look at some of those other characters and getting familiar with them. I think Lucas is up.
He's up. We're gonna wrap. You ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, I guess we can wrap it up.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.